An event with Liberal leader Justin Trudeau was just cancelled. Let's go to CTV's Glen McGregor, who is with the Liberal campaign, joining me from Bolton, Ontario. What can you tell us, Glen?
Yeah, hi, Jen. We're on the Liberal campaign bus leaving this event in Bolton, Ontario. This bus was actually serving as the backdrop for the stage that Justin Trudeau was supposed to come on around 5 o'clock, but never did. And that safety concern was a very angry crowd of mostly anti-vaccination protesters. There's some other kinds of protesters in there. But this was something we'd seen earlier the day at two other Trudeau campaign events in the GTA area. Concerns that the crowds were becoming more aggressive, yelling obscenities at the Liberal leader as he was walking to and from the events. And this one here in Bolton, in a parking lot of a hotel, was a very difficult layout of the event in order for police to just secure it. There was a long line of police in front of the crowd, but not that many of them. Some OPP, as well as some of the RCMP personal protective detail that travels with the Prime Minister, which has been dramatically increased for this campaign compared to other ones because of these kinds of ongoing security concerns. So it's really becoming a recurring theme. We've seen this earlier in the campaign in Hamilton, Ontario. Small groups of people yelling at the Prime Minister, trying to interrupt his campaign events. Also in St. John's, Newfoundland and Labrador, same thing there. People yelling with megaphones, trying to disrupt the event, trying to highlight their concerns about vaccination safety. It's a message, though, that the Prime Minister the Liberal leader responded to earlier today at one of those campaign events. And he said that although people have a choice about whether to get vaccinated or not, that choice can affect others. And he implored people to go and get their shots. Jim.
Yeah, I was looking at your Twitter feed earlier today, Glenn, and we're also showing some of the footage from some of the protesters there. You've covered a lot of campaigns. Have you ever seen anything like this before when it comes to the heckling?
I don't think so. Not really just the number of heckling, but there's not that many. It's fairly small groups, but it's how angry they are. And that's something I haven't seen before. Although people who are more veteran than I am tell me that during the Mulroney era, some of the campaigns were pretty raucous now.
Sure. Now, I also know he was making an announcement regarding giving money to provinces who encourage proof of vaccination documents. Took a bit of a shot at Premier Ford. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, this was their campaign pledge of the day, was to set up a $1 billion, billion with a B, dollar fund to pay for provinces to implement vaccine certification. So that would be essentially vaccine passports that you could use to access non-essential businesses, shops, restaurants, possibly gyms, bars, those kinds of sporting events maybe. And the thing about that, though, is that some of the provinces haven't agreed to this yet. So far, only Manitoba is doing it. Quebec plans to bring it in starting this weekend. British Columbia later in September. And then now, as we heard CTV confirming that Ontario is also planning to move ahead with this starting next week. So it's a question of whether or not he may actually end up not having to cut those checks if provinces don't all sign on. But this is kind of becoming, at least the Liberals hope it will be, a wedge issue during the campaign. Trudeau today calling out Conservative leader Aaron O'Toole on the issue of vaccination, mandatory vaccination, saying that he doesn't even expect his candidates who are going door to door meeting Canadians to be vaccinated. How can he be trusted to manage the way out of the pandemic, Jim?